When you live in China, after a while things become normal. We see the city just like any other city. We start to think that the strange and mysterious China is on a mountain somewhere, or in a village somewhere far away. But if we take a step back, or if we look more closely, we're reminded of just how unique things are here. On the one hand, we have rapid development and intense materialism. On the other hand, we have a people that are firmly attached to the old way of doing things. This combination has made something amazing, something both weird and wonderful. The race to find love. It's common across all cultures. But if you're single, female, Chinese, and in your late 20s, there's a slight difference. Because many believe you've already been ruled out of the race. The Chinese have a term shengnu, which means a lady who's leftover or unwanted. In the dictionary, it refers to a lady who's old enough for marriage, but who is yet to tie the knot. There's been some controversy around why this commonly used term for a leftover has been left out of the official dictionary. Most contend it's because, well, it's just offensive.
I agree this term shengnu is a little bit harsh, but the reality is that it does exist. If you're in your late 20s here and you're single, you are going to be receiving some pressure. But I want to know, where does this pressure come from? And what are people looking for in a partner that contributes to this pressure?
My first stop on this quest is a speed dating event. The first thing I notice is that it's not really about speed. In fact, it takes a while to start mingling at all. Maybe some introductions will help.
Hello. 会往前一步走。OK， 好，感觉旁边这位小伙子怎么样？
还行。
哎，我问一下你啊，接受跨国恋吗？
不太接受。
不太接受哈。
A huge blow to my confidence.
哦，他还要听不懂，没关系。
That doesn't help. Time to get back to mingling.
Hey, how are you?
摩羯、金牛跟处女座的朋友来到我们第一个组。下面问一下水瓶座的朋友，
Don't like the camera.
水瓶座。
I share my grief with another participant.
I think many of the girls here are too shy to talk to me.
Maybe you can speak Mandarin is a very good choice for it.
So I have to learn Mandarin then.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. In China, we have to push or hard to get them.
So do you think Chinese people are shy?
Yeah, me too.
And you, shy? Okay.
I'm so shy.
Okay.
Finally, I find someone who's not so shy.
Do you believe fall in love in the first sight?
Yes, I think I do.
And then I finally get to the question I came here for.
In China, I feel many people feel so much pressure to find a boyfriend or to find a girlfriend. Is that true?
Because if you don't get married in 30 or 25, that means you don't respect your parents.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Is that why they all came here? For their parents? But there's something secretive about this. No one wants to be filmed. I want to see what happens when the Chinese make their quest for love public. So I'm going on a TV dating show. First we meet some of the girls. There's a 21-year-old who kind of sells herself short.
經常遲到，有冇公主病？有。
A pediatrician who quit her job to find love.
辭咗職啊？工作好忙，冇時間拍拖。
And a 27-year-old yoga teacher who dated a married man for 2 years.
都冇諗過呢樣嘢會發生喺自己身上。
And then the guys, who include the smooth 26-year-old site manager who just before the show told me,
其他的好像都是没什么挑战性的感觉。
a divorced driver,
我係揾老婆。
and a confused journalist.
It's one of my values is definitely not to rush into anything. I just gave my heart to one of the girls, but she rejected me. She actually received about 4 hearts. I want the camera out of my thing.
And to give us all advice and insight into love, we've got feng shui master Mr. Su, who doesn't beat around the bush.
咁啊牙仔細細啊，可惜有一樣嘢咧，隻眼咧就有少少走神，個嘴啊細咗少少，托唔住個鼻啊，最好揾翻啲眉濃啊，眼神弱翻少少嗰啲會着數啲咯。
But the real challenge actually isn't staying under Mr. Su's radar. It's handling the grilling questions.
在这里有认识女朋友吗？
那有打算在这里交一个中国女朋友吗？
什么是 serious girlfriend？
这很多嘉宾都会讲到价值观这个问题，那你自己是怎么想的呢？
My values are basically when I'm looking for someone, I want someone that motivates me, constantly motivates me, but someone that also challenges me.
But one theme seems to come up again and again.
你覺得最短時間內你會打算結婚的時間和有小孩的時間會在多長時間呢？
識一個人拍拖到結婚最快呢段時間係可以幾耐？
半年到1年時間嘛。
1個月差唔多。
1個月差唔多。有時一個人感冒啊，1個月都可能未清啦。我們現在中國人就經常覺得，就是你如果不是為了去結婚而談戀愛的話呢，就有點浪費人家的時間。耍流氓。耍流氓。
I start to realize, even though it's called a dating show, it's really more about
結婚吧。
你想結婚嗎
to see whether I'm serious enough. My interrogation is about to go up to a new level.
The bad news is that I have to go inside this chamber to answer a series of grilling questions.
这个危险吗？不危险。
I get to wear these cool glasses.
Daniel, after you split with your girlfriend of 10 years, how would you choose to vent your frustration? A. Hit her across the face. B. Give her a wet kiss. C. Silently leave into the night.
B. Give her a wet kiss.
The first time you confess to your girlfriend your feelings, how would you confess?
I would just tell her. I would be lying there with her.
Oh, and I shouldn't have said lying down.
Lying down where? Can you be more specific?
Okay, it doesn't need to be an intimate sexual.
好，再换一个最后一个问题。
When you're in a relationship and you really, really love a girl, she's already asked you 3 times to leave. How would you choose to keep her?
If she's asked me to leave, then I wouldn't choose to keep her.
Okay.
I thought I answered the questions okay, but anyway, there's a bit of a difference of opinions here. But I'm still on the stage. I've got a little bit left to go, and we're going to see if I'm going to get a date.
And surprisingly, I do. But it doesn't last long.
It doesn't end.
E01 we are done.
She just said we are over and we are done. That was the shortest relationship I've ever had.
So what were these girls looking for? I remember something Yo-Yo said.
No house, no security for me. I think this is quite important as a minimum requirement.
And 47% of Chinese women agree. In fact, there's a saying in China. In the old days, if you wanted to get married, you needed to have a bicycle, a radio, and a sewing machine. Nowadays, you need to have a house, a car, and jewelry. It seems pretty cut and dry, but I wonder how true it is. To get a better idea, I'm following thousands of couples as they make arrangements for their most important day, their wedding.
This is the biggest wedding expo in the world. In China, every year they spend $50 billion on weddings. That's almost 2% of the country's GDP. So here at this expo, they have everything for the wedding consumer. They have diamond-studded dresses, full-service planning, catering. Just in case you're so hungry, you could eat a horse. But really in China, when you think about weddings, one thing comes to mind.
And that is wedding photos. All these people are making arrangements for their wedding photos. And it isn't just Chinese.
For me, it was really important to do the pictures here. I think it's part of the culture. It's something that I would really like to do. Some people, like if we're foreigners, they see these pictures too fancy, but I like it. I think it's nice. It's nice.
All about happiness. That's beautiful.
The boss joined and shared some industry secrets. Good photography can help capture a couple's love, but sometimes there's more practical concerns.
What do you need for your photos?
My husband has to lose weight, and yes, that's necessary.
And she wasn't the only wife having problems with her man.
Okay. So these are your wedding photos? Oh, the video?
Yeah, I was taking some videos while we were doing it,
Every girl wants very beautiful photo, right? Me too. I just want really very good and serious photo. But with him together, especially that time, they were trying very funny about
Not
photo.
serious?
Yeah. Just so I just give up.
With the photos done, Martin and Ying were here for a wedding necessity, the ring.
Some people want to get the really expensive ring, but why, you know? Do we want it just to show the people, well, look, we have so much money, or something like that? I mean, we want to have a nice ring, yeah, but also we don't want to spend so much money on a nice ring. You know, we're two people in love, we want to get married and have a normal marriage, and just be happy. We don't want all this falseness, you know?
So you think a lot of Chinese weddings have falseness to them?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I think it's all about face in China, you know? I think a lot of weddings, they're even, I don't know, maybe it's not nice to say, but fake, maybe. You know, forced.
Forced, yeah.
Martin used the word face, as in to save face. The term comes from China. Here it's believed that face, or one's image or reputation, is one of the most important things when it comes to interpersonal relations. That goes for relations with your peers, your boss, or your in-laws. So how does this face play a role in getting married? One way is to choose a good date. I'm heading out of the city for a wedding on the 9th of March.
And anywhere else that doesn't really mean anything, but in China, 9 is Jiu, and Jiu means a long time. So I'm going to meet a couple who've chosen to have their wedding on this day so that their marriage will last forever.
First I meet the groomsmen.
Call me Isaac.
Isaac?
Yes.
Okay. Daniel.
Okay. Welcome to Sansui.
Ah, thank you, thank you.
Go, 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 go! 上山打老虎啊！密碼。
But before we get to go inside to meet the girls,
not letting us in.
We have to go through a series of challenges.
If they pass the challenges, we'll be allowed in.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
你相信第幾人？
But there is one way to bypass the challenges.
Basically, if you give 9,999 yuan, you can skip the games, and they'll allow us in.
Obviously, we didn't do that. But eventually, we were in.
All right, finally we're in. We finally made it inside.
Only to face more challenges. We then have to down a soda in under 9.9 seconds.
Get some cheese chips in.
Next, we have to find one of the bride's wedding shoes. In southern Chinese dialects, the word shoe sounds like the word for a child. So searching for the shoe represents longing for a child.
And he's now putting them on the bride.
The day is full of symbolic traditions, but by far the most popular is the giving of hongbao, or red envelopes. This is typical in all major Chinese celebrations. And inside is money, considered to be lucky money.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to give gifts on the wedding day, but apparently we get gifts too.
There's no exact rule as to who gives to who, so on a day like a wedding, everyone goes home richer.
How you feel today?
Very well.
Very well.
Nervous.
Nervous? Why nervous?
Because it's my first time.
I hope it's your only time. And the last time.
Yeah.
To properly celebrate their first and last time, we need to go to another venue. And how we do that is itself an important wedding tradition.
Okay, right now we're part of the convoy, and this is typical of any wedding in China. Basically, during the wedding day, you drive around and you really parade the fact that you've got married. It's something you really want to show off and say, I've just got married, it's my lucky day. From here we walk to the village where the groom's family is originally from. Why are you laughing? I don't want to be here when this goes off. The reason they do this is to bring more luck for the future of the couple's relationship.
It's a place to pay respect to ancestors. And on weddings, the bride and groom give offerings of tea to their family. It's the equivalent of exchanging vows in Western weddings. It's also how the bride is formally introduced to the groom's family. Although a big influence on who you marry is the parents, for choosing when to marry, the Chinese turn to the stars. Chinese astrology has 12 zodiac signs. Each one corresponds to a year. These years then carry the meaning of their signs, with some being auspicious, and others, like 2013, less so.
蛇年咧，中國人咧就唔係好中意嘅，因為就蛇就可能啲人嫌佢話虎頭蛇尾，同埋即係比較陰險啲啦，就所以冇咩人會選擇喺，即係比較少人啲會選擇喺蛇年結婚。
But these traditional beliefs are no threat to a young couple like Yen and Sing.
I waited for a long time.
He loves me very much.
好老公仲要係一個好朋友啊，同埋係一個
好情人。
好情人啊，同埋有個好重點嘅就係一個好軍師啊。
Love is something emotional. It's not something that can be defined by a culture. But I found after exploring love here in China, it always seems to go back to the parents. So while people are trying to fulfill their own romantic aspirations, they've also got to build a family unit. And I think a lot of the pressure comes from trying to reconcile their own romantic aspirations with the more practical wishes of their families. But then again, that's how it is everywhere.
Modern-day China can look like anywhere else, but when it comes to matters of the heart, ancient traditions shine through. And romance is often colored with a dash of pragmatism.
No house, no security for me.
My husband has to lose weight.
Is this your new house then?
Yeah.
This could be a result of modern pressures or age-old Chinese wisdom. But most likely, it's both.